Dude, now I'm thinking. All I came to mind was just Bad Boys. Bad Boys. What you gonna do?
Hey, they're filming number 4 right now.
Oh,
Right?
are they really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not letting it die with 3.
No.
Can't let it die.
So it's Bad
man.
Boys. And with that, I want to welcome everybody to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio, your host, as always. Tonight, we have a special guest, a member of the Turks. Voice actor William Christopher Stevens is Crashing Game Night with us tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that the easy button? and then that, ladies and gentlemen, is the beanied one, Gerard Barrera.
That's right, everybody. What's up, all my nerds? Thank you for joining. Once again, Mr. Stevens, thank you so much for joining. This has been like a huge tradition for us, trying to get everyone from Final Fantasy, and we're just so happy because we're huge fans of the franchise, and we can't wait to get to know more about you.
Cool, man. Hey, Jerry, please call me Will, man.
Will,
Okay, good. I was about to ask that when I jumped in,
And then, lastly, ladies and gentlemen, our maitre d' services, the man with the couch, the man, the myth, the legend, the Lions mane, Jason Belidio.
J-Rock.
How's it going, guys? How's it going tonight? I was just about to ask you, Will, how do you want to be called? But thank you for coming on and joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
It is always a pleasure having the Turks in here.
Yeah.
Has Vic been on yet, or Arnie?
Oh yeah, Vic's been on multiple times.
Vic's been on it, not recently, since it just came out not barely a week ago. But we'll get all the guys.
Last time he was on was what? Christmas, when we had our
I think it was
episode.
Christmas,
we
and
popped
then
on for a little bit. And
and last time we saw him was the dinner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've had Sung on a few times.
Yeah.
Boss man.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and I guess, and I have to say this, guys, we've got to give a shout out to Uncle John.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Who was gracious enough. He hit Will up and said, "Hey, you gotta be on," and gave Will my contact number. And so
miss you, John.
Well, welcome to the family. Welcome to the CGN family, and welcome to officially for us. I know you were in Remake and stuff, but it's great having you being a part of the Final Fantasy family. I am jealous of the hoodie that all you guys got.
Square Enix has been great to us, man. A lot of love on there.
Well, you might need to just throw my name out there as a reference. Just
plant your flag, baby. Plant it.
If you need anybody to do anything,
the running joke,
and anything. Yeah,
this is. It's what, a 5-year running joke at this point for you?
Yeah.
If they need an assistance or QA or I don't know, just somebody to run errand, the errand boy, janitor, anything, Square Enix, you just hit me up. I'm there for you. I'm there for you.
Yeah, when I went by the offices, they showed everybody in their staff a lot of love, and I mean, they just kind of beamed that into us. We were so appreciative just to be there at the office, and it dropped on my birthday, so it was just like, this is the ultimate.
Oh,
birthday.
cool.
Yeah.
Which, Jason, you have a very important question to ask. It's one of those you've been trying to ask people for a couple weeks. Will is a leap year baby.
Are you really? Are you really?
So, one, happy belated birthday.
Happy belated, and
happy
two,
belated, man.
Do you celebrate on the 29th? Are you the 28th?
Are you talking about the years is not a leap year?
Yeah.
I mean, I usually would go the 28th or March 1st. I give people some leeway because I'm just it's not my official birthday. So I mean, don't even sweat it. But
okay, yeah, because it's does your driver's license say the 29th? And it's oh my goodness, man.
It all depends on when it expires. When I get it renewed.
Really?
Oh my goodness. See all these questions. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to meet somebody that has a leap year birthday, because Jerry's is the 28th.
So I missed it.
He missed it, but it's just it's so interesting, so fascinating.
That's funny.
It's a day that I love celebrating just because it's like the Olympics. It only happens every 4 years, you know.
Mhm.
Pretty
Well,
awesome. I
maybe
met
two
the
if you
young lady.
count winter, summer. But
There was a part of the staff at Square Enix. She was also a leap year baby, so it was like, hey, birthday buddies.
oh,
Cool.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
God,
it was rare. That
that's
happened.
so
Yeah.
rare. That's so
And
cool.
and that's the thing is like I rarely find anybody. I've rarely met anybody that's been born on the 22nd.
Mm,
Like I've met a total of 5 people in my entire life that have all been born on the 22nd. You
wow.
know, one of them was my great aunt. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, so Will, you talk about going up to the Square Enix office and stuff, but really when you look at the whole thing, like how you doing with it all? Like when you look at how celebrated the launch of this game is, how you feeling on that?
Again, man, this is special. As I told the staff there, I mean, it's kind of come full circle because I mean, I knew them when they were Squaresoft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh
back
yeah,
back in the
good
day.
old day.
Chrono Trigger.
Did
Yeah,
did
all
you
that
feel
stuff.
any kind of added pressure since this was like the sequel or anything like that? Hoping any kind of nerves or anything like that or
For me, no, that was more with the design team. They had
okay.
they had to up their game pretty much. You know, I was gonna bring what I had to Rude, you know, but you start seeing it's like, oh, you guys, I mean, you outdid yourselves from Remake, which was pretty
Oh,
awesome itself,
cool.
you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I mean. So like the curse of the sequel, you just want to make sure you make it as good or definitely, get there be better. And yeah, it's a home run, man. It's amazing.
That's good to hear. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, you know, as the voice behind Rude, they just gave us more to play with, you know.
Mhm.
That's how I
Yeah.
see it. That's how I saw it. And they put so much work in on this, man, and it
Mhm.
showed. So I'm just like, okay, what are you guys gonna do on the third one? How do you top this? I mean, all
I
the
just
cutscenes gonna.
I just started chapter 4. I need to get through this game first before I even think about the third one. Like,
Mhm.
but it's like how are they going to top it? Because even I'm 12 hours in starting chapter 4 and it is so good. And like I from where they're at right now, they topped Remake, which it's amazing so far. Um, but let's before we get further into talking more and more down the rabbit hole that is
Okay.
Remake, Rebirth, and Crisis Core, right? Let's give you your due for your career, right? Because a lot of people may just know you as just Rude, but you've been going at this now for quarter of a century.
Wow.
When you look at the
I think about it.
IMDb and everything, Jason saying "Hey, hun" to my wife in our chat. Hey now, but yeah, so like when you did your bio right for our website, which everybody can go to crashinggamenight.com, click on William's profile, be able to find his social media and how to get in contact him. But you started out in the military,
Yeah, man.
you know. Um,
That was straight out of high school, you know, and really just coming from there. It's like before the military, I wanted to act. I was in junior ROTC in high school, so that gave me
Oh
my
wow.
taste. My mom's retired. She's retired LTC, you know,
mhm.
for those
And
people.
thank you for your service, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I came out for National Guard, you know. I always knew, even going to military, I wanted to act. I wanted to go in and do broadcasting actually, but my recruiter had other ideas. It was like, yeah, I want to go in for broadcasting. And it came down to, well, you know, this one's kind of like broadcast. You seen Good Morning Vietnam?
Oh
Adrian
no.
Cronauer.
And I was like, on the radio? Man, I was a phone operator. I was so mad.
Oh
Oh,
no.
you got me, dude. You
Oh,
got
he
me.
got you.
Okay.
He got you. Oh,
So I was already like, career mind, I can come out
dude, I would
broadcast.
eyeball that recruiter every time. It's like,
Hey, I don't know
oh,
where he's
dude.
at, but I was like,
Yeah, I
okay,
see you.
yeah. So,
Oh,
but as it came down to it, it was like, you know, I grew up playing games and things like that, video games. So, always like one system came out, you sell the old system, get the new one. Um, and yeah, came out the military and started National Guard. I was like, man, I want to go to acting school, dude. I was like, you guys are downsizing right now. Cool. Let me take that honorable discharge. Let me go off to New York and pursue this stuff, because I was already in community college, doing theater. If it really wasn't acting, I wasn't interested. But yeah, went to New York, went to a conservatory called American Musical and Dramatic Arts Academy, AMDA for short. Did some off Broadway there, just honing my chops. But I didn't really step into the video game arena until I lived in Pittsburgh for a short time. I did this game called Jet Fighter Full Burn. That was like they had like a double CD-ROM when they was doing that on PC.
Oh, sweet.
And, yeah, worked on that. But when I got to LA, I did man, am I gonna have to go get the game? It's Battlefield.
Battlefield Hardline.
Hardline, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. That was the first.
So, Jerry, that was at our first real E3 when EA was last there, and they had the big armored car set up.
Oh, yeah.
That's how far back that goes.
Dang. Okay. So, when going through your systems, what were some of your favorite systems going through, your gaming years? Like, because we know he goes truly Jerry, touch us. I was like, what were some that were your what?
We know he goes back because he referenced it as Squaresoft.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But
yeah,
so he went through some systems. That's what I want to know. Like, what were some of the systems you went through that you loved and that were like close to your heart? Because I have a few to me.
Yeah.
Oh man, I go back to joysticks and stuff, man. That's how far I go back. But
dude, there are some arcade locations I still miss, like to this day. Like, oh yeah.
That was the funny thing about me. I mean, anybody who knows me, like going back to kid days, that's like all you had to do was go find the arcade. That's where we find Will.
Yeah.
Birthdays.
What was your go-to cabinet?
My go-to cabinet? So many.
We all have an actual number one
that
favorite.
I always 2 or 3 I always check that were open.
It's always fine.
I'm trying to remember which one I dropped the most coins into, man. Which one beat up my fingers the most?
For me, it was Turtles in Time. Turtles in Time and X-Men.
X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men, yeah.
I would say the solid third would have been the Simpsons game.
Okay.
I spent a lot of money on those games.
Okay.
A lot of quarters. And then like any vehicles, like probably the Terminator or Alien game where you had like a gun or an object to use at the game.
See, Capcom, and I hope Capcom, if you're listening, I hope you bring this, just retro game. It was Aliens. They did an Aliens game that was like had Street Fighter characters in it.
Oh, what?
Like they did remember when Capcom did Dungeons and Dragons too?
Yeah, I remember the Dungeons and Dragons one.
So they did something.
No.
It was Aliens versus Predator by Capcom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
You were dragon punching people as Predator.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There was some stuff in that.
And in between the levels, sometimes you'd be in the actual armored transport as a gunner, and it was love that game. It was great.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's one that was at the arcades. I used to go to this place called Putt Putt Golf and Games. I'm from Dayton, Ohio originally, so I was like, birthdays would come around like 29th or whatever. Folks just drop me off at Putt Putt. I was some cargo shorts, both pockets be blown out with tokens, and I'll just be there playing games. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, those are the best.
Going back to consoles, when I got out the military, I remember I had my bonus. That was when Genesis had just dropped and stuff like that, man. So I remember getting that Sega Genesis. I was like, I got the advancement check.
Sweet.
I was like, let's get that Sega Genesis and playing stuff on that, man. I remember, and then it was like Super Nintendo, and you just worked your way up from there. But I can't remember like.
Well, let's educate.
What's up?
Let's educate Jerry on this.
Oh, that looks cool. Oh,
there you go.
Yep.
Oh, badass. I did not.
Yes, I dumped so many quarters into this game.
That's tight.
Yeah, it was a joint.
almost kind of like, yeah, like Street Fighter is like Streets of Rage
Like
type.
Streets Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
cool.
And
so
here's
Man, I gotta
here's a
look for
picture of
that.
him
That's
doing like
cool.
the uppercut.
Oh man, the Predators look tight.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
yeah, that was a fun game.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was some a Taito game. If I'm saying Taito, it's Taito.
Yeah.
That company.
Yep.
They built some bangers too. I used to love playing this game called Renegade because it was pretty raw. You know,
Renegade.
yeah, it was a
Cowboy
fight.
one?
It was like
Oh.
when Double Dragon was around.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
When Double Dragon first jumped off, man, and you start learning like all the little extra moves like you can do, like somebody throw a knife and you could
Yeah.
jump and side kick it, like, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there was a game called Renegade. I used to love to go beat up because you could, you was drop kicking people off of choppers,
sweet.
man, and rush them down the hallway. You fight on the subway tunnel, knock them down.
Oh, man.
My other go-to was back when Ace Combat was still a sit down.
Oh,
Lights.
that one, yeah. That was the best vehicle one.
Yeah,
Yeah. That when
But
you
yeah,
went
so-
up and down and kind of like a
Mhm.
little side to
Yep.
side. Yeah, that one was cool.
Russian Attack was another one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That one was good.
Yeah, I dropped a lot of quarters in that. So yeah, man.
Man, you are making me
Sweet.
a little teary-eyed here because
Oh,
like here where I live, like we had the mall, we had the food court right next to Time Out, which was our arcade, and we used to go every Saturday. Me and my buddies used to bike down across town, go to
That's
the
awesome.
arcade and all of that, and
Right.
and then they just totally tore it down. But I mean, I guess it's like malls nowadays, like a lot of them are getting torn down for those open layout type things and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Yeah,
but when we look at your career, right, IMDb's got you listed as doing even some live, film, TVs and movies and whatnot. And,
yeah.
I thought it was interesting. You were in The Guardian and The Mentalist
Yeah,
with the same primary actor.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. I did the Guardian back when I was living in Pittsburgh. And I think that was the first TV role I did. It was like just one line. And yeah, there was some growth there, I would say, from the actor. I remember I think it was actually like he was a star. And yeah, I think it was tense for the day. And I remember, I was in character. We had that scene, the urinal. He gives me the urinal cup, and he just kind of give it to me, like, hold it, like, I'm not your piss boy, man. So when the scene came up, I was just like stressed. It was like really like it fit the scene. And we worked together again. I reminded him of it. He was so cool. So I mean,
sweet.
Yeah, Simon Baker.
Everybody has the growth and stuff. So yeah, man, they was Mentalist, and felt very fortunate to work on the things I have worked on.
Even then, like Cold Case, and
Yeah.
you were on Private Practice, which now I want to go find what episode that is because my wife is a huge Grey's Anatomy fan, and
Man,
she
it-
watched that spinoff, and
it's so short. You'll see me go by. The scene was, I'll just say the scene was much larger on paper.
Hey, okay, but at least you're not like where John was in an episode of Deep Space Nine as a Klingon, and you actually had to really look for him, right?
Yeah,
it's like
that
one of
far.
those notes. It's like he had to tell me like which Klingon he actually was. I'm like, dude, I'm watching the episode. Where are you?
Right. And
I'm standing
John's
next to the bar.
John's a big dude, so it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah. Like you really can't miss him.
yeah. So all that stuff.
and then like you talked about, right? You started with Battlefield Hardline,
Uh-huh.
and that came out in 2015.
Mhm.
We got to see it at E3, would have been 2014 or 2015. It was the last time EA was even there.
Yeah.
But then you were also in Horizon Frozen
Mhm.
Wilds as Urkai,
Mhm.
MK11.
Yeah. By the
Jax
time
himself.
I got to NK11, that was one of those things like, you geek out.
That's
Not
so
that I
cool,
haven't
dude.
geeked at all the other ones, but it was like when you get handed something that has such a legacy, it's a legacy title. Because I mean, that was one of those games I played at the arcade and was
Mhm.
never any good. I mean,
I mean,
always would be playing it, and people would just do the fatality and just like, I quit, man. Green goes black, yep. Whatever you had as far as pride or ego, just.
I mean, we can all remember, for those of us that frequented the arcade, we can remember when Jax was introduced.
Yeah.
As a character and whatnot. That thing's got such a storied history with it.
Yeah.
Like you've also been, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Like he's had a legacy, and look at the multiple storylines that Jax has had. It's so awesome that you're a part of that, dude, and you brought him to life. I remember 11, and I loved it. It was awesome, and it's so cool.
Again, it was like you're on the shoulders of giants when all those actors played him, and when I got it, I was just like, man. Rest his soul. Carl Weathers was a version of Jackson at one point, because they kind of tied it into the Predator thing. Because the character lost the arms of Predator, he got the metal arms. So I was like, wow.
And the mustache. Yeah,
man. So when they told me, because they give you fake sides, man. You don't know what you're reading for. It's just like, okay, this dude's military. Okay, I can dial this in. I got this. And then when they tell you what it's for, like the title wasn't even Mortal Kombat, they had an alias title. I was like, I'm playing who? And you go in the room like, this is for real. This is happening. Me?
Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm like, wow, okay. It's playtime for real now. So let's go. Yeah.
When you did Remake, like when did you figure out that you were actually Rude as one of the Turks? Because we know that was, covered in secret, and
again, that's one of those titles they don't necessarily tell you what it is. But here's the thing, being a game geek myself, man, I started looking at artwork. I was like, nah, dude, this is Square artwork right here.
Oh, sweet.
I'm looking at it I know this world, and they kind of gave the description of the character. I was like, maybe it could be, but I'm not sure. But I said, they said something like, I think the description might have been like Vin Diesel-ish. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get my spin on it. I'll be Slim Diesel. Yeah. So let's do this.
I love
it. Family, familia.
I gotta
let me just do my version.
Since you knew the artwork, I'm assuming that you played FF7.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about FF7. It has a special place in my heart, because when the original came out, I was working at GameStop before it became GameStop.
EB Games?
EB Games,
it was EB Games. And I don't even think when 7 came out, it was EB Games yet. I think it was still Electronics Boutique.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't sexy EB Games yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So but yeah, it came out, and I was a guy, enjoy selling games, man. I was the gamer. So I was like, man, I'm here. I know where most of my paychecks are going, straight back to the company. But when Final Fantasy VII came out, I remember that trailer, and it's an old trailer on YouTube. I had downloaded it just because the music in the trailer wasn't even in the game, but I was standing in front of that monitor, fixated. They had the big screen TV in front of the windows. You walk by, and all the customers were going by. Oh, what's this? Because FF, 7 was groundbreaking. That was like PS1 before it was PS1, PlayStation exclusive. It's like, this is one to get.
Yeah.
And I would watch it mesmerized until somebody said, hey, we got customers over here. I was like, oh, I got a job. Sorry. But yeah, it was like that and Metal Gear Solid. Those were like the two coming out that
man after my own heart. Yes, you just the franchise I hope comes back, because that was one of my favorites as well.
Yes,
I think it's funny that if you look back at that time, right, with Final Fantasy VII and it being PlayStation, right, is to think if Nintendo hadn't gone cartridge for the N64 and went CD, that would have been a Nintendo title.
That would have been a Nintendo title.
Yeah,
like a Nintendo Sony title, right? Because they were collabing.
Yeah, and like the PlayStation was the game all the developers wanted to make games for. So I mean, it was like when I think about it and things coming full circle, because that was like one of the first RPG titles that I just played all the way through. Like I had to beat it, and all the just the story, of course, when everybody. I remember I was living with like three other guys, and they were kind of ahead, and we just like, don't tell anybody.
Right?
No
See,
spoilers, dude.
this is why I can't start up my game until my wife gets back. And I'm like,
That's so
Man,
funny. Yeah.
and I remember one of my roommates told me about Aerith. Like he slept. He's like, don't cry when. I was like,
Oh, he
Dude.
ruined it for you.
I was like,
sucks,
what?
dude. See, at least me and my brother had that much respect for each other. Like he would like, hey, or he would at least like, hey, like you're gonna want to do a couple more fights and level up at that area.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so,
I mean-
we kind of helped each other out, but you didn't spoil anything. But
I mean, it
oh
was
yeah,
just like he didn't tell me what happened, but that was enough. I was like, what do you mean, man?
like
See,
he already ruined it.
yeah.
see,
Already ruined it. Yeah.
it still got me, but I was like,
It's like
man.
that's like everybody ruining that Darth Vader was Luke's dad.
Yeah.
Back with Empire Strikes Back, right? And that's why I'm with all the people that have already finished, Rebirth already, that they're all bragging, hey, we've already finished it, which I'm like, one, dude, it just came out. You mean you cranked through
Yeah,
it in
enjoy
a
it,
weekend
dude.
and didn't enjoy it? Like
Wow.
everyone for the most part has been pretty chill. Like they've actually
Yeah.
listened to the dev team's requests to say don't spoil anything, just let people enjoy it.
Yeah. And all the cutscenes are on YouTube now, so it's like,
Yeah.
very easy to.
As usual,
Yeah.
it's like clockwork. The moment
Yeah.
the game comes out, so many people are clipping it already, and
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
I mean, I've already learned to kind of just ignore it and like go at my own pace.
Yeah.
But I've been meaning to ask. So since you did play 7, the original,
Mhm.
for me, I just wondered how you played, because for me that was like the first game where I kind of became the completionist, where the moment I heard of a secret weapon or a secret summon or like that secret ending and all that, so I would get to my character to like 999,
Right.
and like I finished that game. Like it was one of the first games I did that too, and that's
Yeah.
what kind of started me on like Matt and I are kind of completionists for games, and
Right.
Justin's kind
Not
of
completely. It depends on
Come
the
on,
game.
Jerry. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
But
Let's-
in our heyday, we were completionists.
Okay,
Jason
let's
was
be let's
100.
be fair, Jerry. I started with Chrono Trigger.
Ah.
You did. Yeah.
But
But
you did.
I started with Final Fantasy though.
That's
It's
that's
just-
where I started trying to get everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, another classic.
But were
Dude,
you kind of the
and-
same way, or did you finish the game and like did you go
Man,
and
I
replay
tried.
it when you heard?
I tried, brother. I really did try to find all the secret stuff. I never got. I'm trying to think of one summons that I was trying to get that I never got. So I finished it, but not to completion.
Oh, okay.
Not to completion. I
I'm
completed
guessing
it, but not
probably
like
Knights of the
full
Round.
everything.
Knights of the Round. That's what I
Usually
was
it's
thinking.
Knights of
Probably
the
Knights of the
Round.
Knights of
Round.
the
'cause you
Round was
beat-
another Capcom title.
Oh, dude, I remember that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
'cause that-
summon Knights of the Round,
But
you
the
need Black
summon,
Chocobo
yeah.
to
Okay,
go
okay,
get
we're
it.
talking about Final. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
because you have to go through the whole gold chocobo quest, and race all your chocobos, and you got to breed them, and then after breeding them,
Yeah.
you got to breed more and more, and then you finally get the gold chocobo, and it can walk on water, walk over everything.
But see all those wonderful little mini games and side quests, man. That's what just makes it so.
I know.
rich.
I'm so ready for
Yeah.
the gold saucer, though. I'm ready to just spend hundreds of hours in there. I'm so ready.
We know you're going to.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
that's-
it's-
And then he's going to go back
really
through the
cool.
game and try to get the other date. So he's going to try and date everybody.
well, bro. I mean, like, you got it, man. Like,
Play it.
I just as Will knows, like, there's always going to be a lot of dialogue that you guys overdo,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's only because you get a certain section, like, oh, this
Yep.
happened, so therefore, oh,
It's if you answer
like that
one
little Easter egg, the little
Yeah,
Easter egg dialogue. It's always helpful, man. It's always cool.
one question, like if you miss one question with Barrett, it blows the whole entire
then it
thing.
blows the whole thing, and
You
you're
know?
like, but or like just like in the first one in Remake, if you take the elevator or you take the stairs, and like when you take the stairs, I love John when he's like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
get tired of this. Like, how many more floors is this? Oh my God. Like,
Replay value, bro. That's the replay value of it all.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm ready for it. My body is ready, and I just can't wait to see like how Rude is, especially with all the Turks around. Now you got Rude, Elena,
I
and
am not gonna
Rudy, like
because
Marino.
I'm not
I'm
saying
like,
it, Jay. I am not saying it, but the scene where we get to see Rude for the first time in Rebirth is
oh
great.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
great.
like, don't say anything, but it's just going to be cool to see the entire Turk
Yep.
force like pulling through. Like,
Yeah, and Elena's she's no slouch, man. So
no way. But yeah, it's
Oh,
I'm excited for that, and all the things that we've been talking about, like old retro games, it's such a throwback because and we always say this to all of our guests and everything like that. We are all connected through this love of these old retros or these old like memories that all of us have, like as kids
yeah.
playing the first Final Fantasy VII when you're like, oh dude, I got on disc 2 today, and you're like,
yep.
bro, like I'm still on disc
Yeah.
1, or like, oh, did you get that thing at the end of disc 2 because you can't get it in disc 3, and you're like, oh man, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just
Gotta
like,
go back, get the memory card, check your
Yeah.
save. Like,
yeah, you gotta check your
Mm-hmm.
saves, and you're like, oh, where am I at?
Or the
But
days of old when we were working at Gameplay,
oh,
Jason.
yeah, me and Jerry, we
Yeah,
used to work
rock
together.
band days, where we would close the store, do rock band, get a couple beers
Yeah,
at
and
work.
that's why
So
when
great.
you're talking about EB Games, like, oh hey, we
See,
got a customer, and like all the time, me and Jerry would be like watching something, or like, oh hey, like, yo, Jerry, his customer.
you were sitting there doing after hour
Like,
video games when I was growing up. For me, it was after hours laser tag.
oh
oh,
wow.
sweet. Oh,
And
wow,
Will,
that's
being that
awesome.
you were in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
did you ever go to Laser Storm?
No, I didn't.
Laser tag place? Oh,
I didn't, man.
laser tag and arcade. It was like fantastic.
I do remember playing a couple times in the neighborhood, like in Ohio, man, when they brought
Old
out the
school,
laser tag and
the old TV
wanted to
show.
get,
Yes,
yeah, everybody's
I
running
had
around
it.
trying to shoot each other with the laser tag, and we had some kids get fancy, put some mirrors up
Hmm.
somewhere and hit the laser.
Yep.
I was like, dude, you booby trapping? Yeah, we had some
Hey,
people like,
man,
That's cool.
it's outdoors.
That's
All
clever.
it's free for all. So
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, though, so when you started off, you were doing film, right? TV and movie. What made
oh
you
no, like
really
that
make? Go
stage.
ahead.
I started with plays first. Yeah, so I
Well,
started.
yes, you went plays, but I'm talking like when you look at your moving into like film
Okay,
and
yeah,
TV,
yeah.
like right, your evolution, right, is what made you make the jump from doing film to actually doing more voiceover work?
It's something I always wanted to do. I mean, when I getting to LA and started taking classes, I mean, I got my voiceover agent in 2010.
Oof.
Um, yeah, just like taking classes. It was just like really with the whole shutdown is what really led to even more VO work.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were recording remotely, or if you went into the studio, it was just you. So I mean, really, that's what kind of led to more VO stuff. And I just started focusing on it, and I was blessed to get more work. So I was like, you know what? Something I've always wanted to do, being a gamer and somebody that loves animation. I was just like, hey, I'm at home here. So, hey, give me more.
Sweet. So that was something you pursued. No one like kind of suggested or open like put the idea like, hey, you should go and maybe check this out, or
No, I mean,
that's
really,
awesome.
it's something I always wanted to do. And particularly when I was in theater school in New York, that's about the time when Batman animated series came out.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
that's a
And
classic show
Best.
right
May
there.
Kevin rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, and I remember seeing all these great actors coming through there that, many that I've seen on TV, Richard Mall also, may he rest in peace, and Two-Face, I mean, all that stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, this is incredible. I want to do this. And I didn't know how to go about it. I just knew it was possible. So I mean, ever since then, I really wanted to do like, growing up on cartoons. But that was a turning point. But yeah, getting to LA and getting a chance to take those classes and pursuing it. And yeah, it didn't happen for me traditionally. it was like classes, talked to an agent, became my first VO agent, and you know, took me on, and the rest was history, man.
Do you think doing theater helps prepare you more for doing, film and voiceover work?
Well, yeah, definitely, because it's all like, it's theater. You don't have everything.
Yeah.
It's coming out of your
Mhm.
head. Like, you might have some great stage hands. They build you a great set, but a lot of it's just, that internal preparation, and yeah, it all played a part. And I mean, what led to me going into theater was actually tabletop games, RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff, man.
Nice.
It played a factor. So it was like D&D was all about improv and creating characters and
Uh-huh.
stories, which I spent hours doing. Like, man, you done roll up your character
Okay.
now?
What was your character? Let's hear it. What was your character?
Yeah.
What was your
What
D&D
were my
character?
characters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
what was your D&D?
Like, what kind of classes did you like to favorite?
Man, I favorite halflings.
Oh, cool.
Halflings.
Okay.
Yeah, halflings, rogues. I'm waiting to get back to a campaign right now with some buddies that
There
we
you
had
go. Yeah.
stopped. The last character I played was a cat person, swashbuckler slash gunslinger.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
Okay,
A
a lot
little
of
Puss in Boots.
a lot of chaotic
Yeah,
neutral
but he,
going
he was
on.
he was harder. He was
Oh,
harder.
sweet.
Mhm.
He
That's
cap
cool.
you.
That's cool.
My only tabletop that I've played is called Deadlands. It
Okay.
was it's similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but it is set in the world after Army of Darkness.
Mm,
Oh, cool.
A little
So
Wild
there
Westy,
is
a little.
Sweet.
there is the secret ending on the bootleg version of Army of Darkness where Ash leaves all of his stuff in the past
okay.
and they essentially reverse engineer it.
Ah,
So it takes him on a completely different path and it leads to the summoning eventually of the four horsemen of the
wow.
apocalypse.
Oh,
And like the
cool.
whole
I
world
like
is
that.
ruined. My character was based on Hawkeye,
Mm, okay.
um, with a little blade and Cloud. So
Oh,
like
sick.
so the bike in Advent Children,
Uh,
where it opens up and has all his swords in it. For me, that was arrow racks, like all the different
Sick.
types of
ooh,
arrows.
That's a
Um,
good idea,
and
dude.
okay.
my quiver and stuff, because we had the technology to pretty much build whatever we wanted, we could imagine, right?
Right.
And
Oh, so
I
like the
had the same
Avengers
type of
quiver
bow that you could, change up and it would do the arrow tips and the
from the
quiver
first Avengers
from
movie.
Avengers.
Oh,
Right.
sick. I
But
like
it
it.
was a collapsible bow like in Blade Trinity.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know how it just pops out and it just folds out and whatnot.
Yeah, he was.
And then I had the katana just like Blade did, and I hid
Uh-huh.
it underneath my trench coat, and like it was a lot of fun, and I miss doing that like with
Yeah.
friends. It's just to your point, right? It is improv because you have to
Yeah.
be pretending your character and what your character would do and whatnot. So with when you look at kind of going to fast forward to being part of the remake project. So
Mhm,
we're
mhm.
talking remake, Crisis Core Reunion, and Rebirth.
Yeah.
Um, what's it for you when you see what the overall community is like? How welcoming has the community been to you? And like when you hear the stories of how all this game has touched so many people, how does it make you feel that you're actually a part of bringing it into the modern era?
Uh, blessed, man. Because it's hard to go back and remake something that's a classic that touched so many people, you know. And it's kind of dangerous ground. It's like, okay, if you're gonna go back and
Mhm.
do this, man, don't F it up.
Yeah, don't mess it up at all.
So,
You're
you
already
know,
playing with fire.
yeah, I mean, for them to go back and do this, I commend them. Bravery, innovation, well planned is like, and to see how it turned out, and just, this one, I was at the Game Awards and they said most anticipated title of the year. I was like, wow, we're already
Nice.
starting. So
Um,
it's one of those things. And sometimes I go and look at people's posts like a lot of influencers and the people who are playing the game, and they got the comment sections open up. You know, I go and look and say, okay, what is it? Oh man, okay, that's cool.
Mhm.
Somebody had something positive to say, because there are other actors that play Rude. You know, I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name from Advent Children. You know, that was kind of a different version of Rude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that was a controversial thing too when you guys were all cast for Remake, because a lot of people wanted the cast from Advent Children to be a part of
Yeah.
the remake.
So, you know, when you see that, and then you see like people are accepting it, like, yeah, we miss the other actor, but you know, he's doing a good job and I'm enjoying it. So I mean, it's like, okay, it's like
A good sense of relief. Yeah.
yeah, it was passing the
Yeah.
baton. I've done it justice. I've added my own take to it. And you know, it's kind of like you take on legacy characters like Jax. It's like you never know how it's going to be received. And it's like, you know, you get that positive reinforcement, that love there, appreciation. I like what you're doing with the role. You know, you didn't shame it, you didn't doo-doo on it. You know?
Okay,
So
so you want to talk about connections, right? With you playing Rude in the remake, I
uh-huh.
just looked up on IMDb. Crispin Freeman is the guy who played Rude in Advent Children.
Okay.
He's actually plays additional voices in Rebirth.
Well, there you go.
Oh wow, cool.
That's crazy. That's kind
Sweet.
of interesting
Yeah.
too. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
like
full circle.
And for those out there, right, just Crispin Freeman, he played Firefly in Arkham Origins. Like he's
Oh,
been
sweet.
doing action. So I think it's awesome that at least they pulled in some of those voice actors to be part of it.
Right.
How did as an OG for FF7, what was your take on them taking it in a different direction at the end of Remake, where Zach was still alive?
Well, I mean, it just kind of opened up the other possibilities, you know. It's because they get a chance to expand on the storylines, things they didn't get a chance to explore previously. And I'm sure somebody was sitting there like, what if, you know, we
yeah.
get to tell like an alternate version. And yeah, I think it's great because again, you're paying homage, but you're also expanding the universe in a sense. You know, it's kind of like the whole Marvel, what if so and so did this?
I love it. Oh, I love the series.
So,
But no, I feel what you're saying though, Will, where it's like, you know, back in '95 when we had the first one going out, the original, you know, you had so
97.
much '97.
Yeah,
Well, I
97.
mean, back in the '90s. But you have so much
Hey,
that
say it
you
with
can.
respect, boy, because senior in high school.
I don't even know what I think it was like sixth grade. But
You're
anyways,
so
just saying,
old.
like you had so much space, just like with cartridges back in the day. Like you had so much space to tell the story, and like characters that get lost because they just don't have any more space for them. They have to keep pushing the story. You
right.
know, yeah. I mean, it brings a lot more depth to why we're going through all this, or like how much more heated like Cloud, Sephiroth being soldiers were, you know, what the whole like soldier aspect, the whole soldier
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
was, versus just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, here's a mini game. That's all of it. You know, we can expand now so much longer, or we can break down like, oh, here's a side quest to figure this out or to learn more about this, rather than just like, here's a linear, you got to go here, got to go here.
Yeah.
Like it expands so much more, and I think I'm excited to play this one because this is where the whole world opens up once you start
Yeah.
getting out of.
Big sandbox.
Yeah, once you get
It is
to
a
calm, once you get to
sandbox.
calm, then like everything just opens up, and you gotta get the high. You
Yep.
gotta. I got. Hopefully, we get the high wind here. I mean, again, don't say anything if we do or don't. But like, you get the high wind going, and just start like just flying around, just taking a cruise like a regular
Have
day.
Yeah. That was
So, Will,
fun.
have you played Remake?
Not yet.
And
I just got my code sent to me.
well, no,
Oh,
so like
Sweet.
so not Rebirth, Remake, like
Oh,
the
remake. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Brother, I honestly I have to get my PS5. I gotta get my new system. I still have my deluxe version sitting in plastic. I refuse to open it.
I just got a new PS5 and the slims are nice. They're real nice. But it pained me that I was we were approaching the launch date, right? And I'm like, all right, come on, taxes, hurry up, hurry up, because I need this at launch, And when we look at I'm enough of a Final Fantasy junkie, and Jerry knows this, right? Is that I bought it digitally, bought the digital deluxe version of Rebirth. Plus, I went and got all the guts to the physical version, so I could have it all, and whatnot. And I was joking because I know a couple of people that work at PlayStation, and I was talking to one of them, and I was like, "Yeah, I kind of felt like obligated. I've got to support everybody I know that's been part of this project, digitally, get all the physical stuff, and
it's really beautiful.
And
stuff.
I think what's been amazing about all of this, right? All of you guys being a part of the project, right? You and Brianna and Gideon, John, Vic, everybody, Mal, is that you guys have been so humbled by this experience, like just how the world has reacted to you guys bringing this world back in such a way. And it still amazes me just how much love on social media you guys get. And talking about this game. And some actors do let it go, some do let it go to their heads, but in this case, everyone that's been a part of this project is like, I am so grateful to be a part of this. And I think that goes to just how special FF7 is.
Yeah, it's a classic that you just cannot mess up, and you guys have not. And it's just been so good to have like the voices put to it where you feel like, oh man, like the sarcasticness of Rude, like constantly, because he's always hanging around with Reno. It's like, yeah, dude, like, yeah, you could feel it in the dialogue boxes back in the day, but now like it's you feel it even more because like the tone is just that much better. Like, love it.
Love those character dynamics.
So when you look at your console gaming, right, and you look at the Final Fantasy series, did you have a favorite outside of 7?
I mean, I started with 3. That was the first one I really ever played through. Again, I never beat 3, but I remember playing it,
Are we talking 3,
6.
aka 6?
Yeah.
On the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Super Nintendo 3.
Yeah. So 3 here in the US.
Yeah.
3 in the US.
With Final Fantasy 7 and the rest of the Final Fantasies I've played them, what was your go-to summon? What was your favorite summon out of all of them?
Damage wise, aesthetically, like,
Trying to remember which one could I go to consistently. I don't want to see Freet. I think I'm gonna mess up the name though. Big Dragon.
Bahamut.
That's what it be. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
mine. As much as I love Neo Bahamut in 7, my favorite summons across the board has always been Shiva.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just
Bahamut was, I felt, was always like one of the most powerful, but for me it was classic. Ifrit throughout like the games was a favorite of mine because I thought he always just looked cool aesthetically.
Yeah,
those are good ones. Yeah, I mean,
that
like
was almost
that was the go-to. That was the first.
Aesthetically,
I got early.
Yeah,
I loved Diabolos. That was mine aesthetically, but the one I love just using all the time, just because it was funny as hell, is Cactar, man. You gotta use Cactar.
Cactar,
man. Like, that's my boy. Like, just running. That's it. Like, all day.
Just hopping up and down, baby.
I'm gonna get a tattoo of him someday.
That's so
I'm gonna find a place for him.
That's so great.
All right, I'm now going to require it, Jason. Every opening of this
Oh.
show, you got to basically just.
Oh, bro, man, like that's
Hey,
New
what's up,
avatar.
guys?
Oh, dude, Jerry, we just need to get Pierre to basically redo Jason's caricature and make it
No,
into
man, no,
Cactar.
Mega Man's still my number one. This is my,
It's
this is
taking
my
him
Do it as
homie.
Mega Man, but as Cactar.
We can do different variants. It's like they're like
Yeah.
comic covers. We'll do different variants.
So as we kind of close things out, right?
Mhm.
It's already almost 9 o'clock on the East Coast and whatnot. So real quick, so when you look at people that are starting to get in, wanting to get into the industry, whether voice acting or whatever, what's your one piece of advice that you would give anybody that's looking to get into voice acting?
I would say, definitely, if you have people that you admire who are, already voice actors, kind of follow what they did. I have to take it back how I started. I'm an only child. I grew up like doing voiceovers before I even knew it was a career. I would go downstairs my parents' basement with their JVC boombox and just be doing sketches, doing voices. I had no idea this is it's the only child. And I go back and I think about that. I was like, I was already doing this stuff beforehand. So study the craft. If you can take a theater class, I would say all that helps. Um, if you have a chance, if you're in high school, I don't know if a lot of high schools now still have high school radio, get some time, get in front of the mic.
I am actually volunteer teaching at my old high school, teaching podcasting.
Okay, yeah.
For their senior project for the business class. They started it last year and they're doing it this year, where they basically have to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Getting in front of the mic and interviewing people. So I've been grateful to be giving back and to my old alma mater to teach that. And I think a lot of those kids, as we've been kind of working through the podcast and getting in front of the mic, a couple of them actually kind of to that point, right, are looking at broadcasting now. They're like, this is something I never thought I could, would be interested in. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm good in front of a mic.
If you enjoy doing it,
Yeah.
too, why not, man? It's tons of fun. Always tons of fun.
Find a joy in it also, because there can be some times when you don't make any money. You're doing it really just out of the joy of practicing your craft. So I would definitely.
And for me, that's filmmaking. And if those kids, if that's their love, pursue it. Even like you said, even if you're not getting paid, it's the pure enjoyment of what you love to do.
That is the artistry in it. And let me pull this book up here. This is something I would say, you gotta read, you gotta listen. You can go on YouTube and start listening to various VO stuff. I mean, YouTube's a great tool. Where is it? I got it saved in here. Voiceover voice actor, the extended edition. This is Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt. That's a great book.
So
wow.
When you look at it, Yuri is
Spider-Man,
prolific.
Yeah.
Another
and
read and absorb it. Just read, absorb, listen. Where's this other book? Thought it's in here. Thought it was in here. But all that stuff. Study the craft. If you can, take classes. That's another thing that I did. I was taking workshops, to really learn my instrument. I find that people, if you sing, oh man, you've already got command of your instrument. A lot of vocalists, because I can't tell you how many auditions I get where they're like, okay, we want you to sing 16 bars. Okay, so I'll sing a little bit.
Wow.
And all that, but I'm not a singer. I've sung for play, but you get to know your instrument, your voice, your range, as far as what you can do, what you are challenged when you do it, and just dig into it. the Help Network, HALP Network. You can probably find them on social media. They have some great classes. You know,
Nice.
Julia at the Help Network is hired me for. She hired me for Exo Primal. You know, met some great people coming out of that. Truly, I'm just trying to find that book. But yeah, this is the stuff that you learn as an actor, as a voiceover actor. You know, just get comfortable being in front of that mic.
Sweet.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
That's
It's
for
not.
sure.
No, it's not.
Like
It's not.
I tell the kids that I teach, right? And I'm like, if I go back and listen to our first few episodes, I'm like, dude, that was rough. Like
Yeah.
you could, you could tell we weren't as comfortable, on the mic as we are now.
Right.
So the one last thing that we have to ask, which is something we ask of everybody that
Every
we've ever
guest
had on the
that
show.
New
Every guest.
first time they come through.
First time you roll through, we got to find out is when you are able to have a night together with friends and family, what is your favorite game to play with everybody?
What are your
Whether
games on
that's
game night?
whether it's a board game, video game, whatever it is,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
what's your guys'
Tabletop.
favorite game to play?
Of all my friends, nobody plays games like I do. So if I get with my group of friends, I'm the gamer. But I have loved playing Cards Against Humanity.
Love
Yo,
it.
see,
Classic.
it's a
Yeah.
good game to just break the ice and see how crazy some
Yeah,
people
And
are.
also,
honestly-
you secretly learn a lot about people's humor
Yeah.
and
Really though.
how dark they really can go, and how or what they
I'm gonna
find.
hide.
Believe me, yeah, you,
Yeah.
you
That
find
actually-
out a lot about people.
That's true. And you know,
I don't-
if
Yeah.
I had a choice, I would want to play some D&D, and looking forward to getting into some cyberpunk too, considering that I worked on it, and
On Netrunner, such a great anime, man.
man, that
Oh
was
man,
blessing.
so beautifully done. It was just
Mhm.
the soundtrack. It was amazing.
Yeah, so
I hide because I'm the one that I don't remember what the other card was, but it was the matching card was the Choir Boys.
Yeah, it was bad.
So bad.
if I can curse, I'll say my favorite card.
it was one of those ones. The second I played it, it was like you could have just
Done.
that could have been the mic drop moment for the game, and it was like done because it was
we
like,
already knew who won that one. Yeah.
and it was
It was
one
funny.
of those things that was like, dude, that was so messed up that dude, why did you actually say that?
It's,
You know?
it's great when you play a messed up card. You're like, hey, this is so wrong, and you win it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's almost kind of tainted the win a little bit, like, but
Yeah. And
it's
now
fun.
we
It was
do,
fun.
It's because everyone looks around like, who put that card down? Who did that one?
yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's me. You're like, oh,
And
Yeah,
versus-
I'll take the black card.
yeah. Now we've moved on to how do you meme?
oh yeah.
That one's fun too.
So it's called How Do You Meme? So what they do is they take those famous meme pictures that have been out there for years and years and years. It's like Cards Against Humanity, but your card is the meme, and then basically you put a phrase to it.
Quote.
yeah, the
Yeah,
caption.
a quote.
Yeah.
That's a game.
Yeah.
How do you
How
meme?
do you meme? Yeah.
So
I
so
got
the meme card is a picture, and then you put the phrase to the picture.
yeah.
Oh
So
man,
like there's that picture of that little girl that's in front of the house burning, like on fire and stuff like that. That's been
Yeah.
out there for ages. So basically, you match a card up to it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the same concept. Like, how jacked up can you get?
I found it. Yeah.
It's funny. It's
I mean, that one's good if you have like it's more like just the picture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me and my friends, we have one that's similar to Cards Against Humanity. It's called Joking Hazard. And
Okay.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, and it's pretty much two teams. It's two teams. And you have a train and it's gonna go either to team A or to team B. So like the first one is like, oh, it's a good thing. Like, maybe like a church of nuns versus like
Okay.
a school of kids. Then it's the evil thing. And then it's like, oh, like Hitler or like what else will be like evil or like a suicide bomber. And your goal, like there's one judge and they have to run over one one group of people, and it's the lesser of the two evils. It's a little bit more dark. It's a lot more dark, not a little, a
Right.
lot more dark, but still a funny game because people are like trying to defend, like, no, you don't run over mine. Like, yo,
Okay.
like, look at that one. That one's got these. Like, oh, like,
Right. Right. And I left
So,
out Monopoly too. That's the other one.
what?
It's a class.
What was that? What was that one?
I left out Monopoly. That's the other. Get some
Oh,
people to
no,
play it.
No,
no,
no.
Oh, Monopoly?
Will, no.
I'll
Yeah,
play it because
Monopoly is amazing, man. It's such a
We
classic
do
game.
so.
God.
Well, every time we
Such
get
a,
together, we do Monopoly for a night. Like we do it on the Switch.
We have to
Just it's
have a
easier,
set amount of games to play
Yeah.
and that's
because
it.
we will play.
And we do the rotating championship. Like out of the four of us, we'll be like, all right, so you're the championship. And so far, the championship has not left the state of California.
Yeah, it hasn't. Who's the current champion?
yeah, it's like
giant ring.
Who's the current champion?
uh-oh.
I forgot we got that ring.
Yeah, we physically turned it into something now. So
yeah,
Jerry's
so now whoever wins next, I gotta mail it out if I don't retain the title.
Is that what you're wearing on your pinky?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's our championship ring.
That's our championship ring,
jewel, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right.
So
yeah, I got to put my name on the first plaque. But
Wow.
yeah, next tournament we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll see.
Final Fantasy
I'm thinking-
board edition of it.
I'm thinking.
We'll play the Final
That'd be
Fantasy
sweet.
board, man. Like,
Yeah.
Square Enix, if you're listening, Monopoly, you guys, Hasbro.
right.
There you go.
Who wants to
Do it.
right?
I'd do it.
I'd be down
Section
for
8
that
might
too.
be like the Browns of Monopoly or something like that.
Dude, the Browns will be like Sector 7.
Yeah, it's got to be Sector 7.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
mean,
that's
like,
so funny.
There is one. It's just it's I don't know how expensive it is now.
So Will, I do want to thank you for coming on and crashing game night with us tonight. It's been a blast having you on.
My pleasure.
Definitely we'll keep in touch because when we plan our Cali trip, it'll be the reunion with everybody else, and you are down to come join John and Mallory, Vic and Austin and us, and just go hang out and just be part of the fam.
Would love to. Absolutely.
And it would be, I will definitely have you sign our kind of memorabilia. We have the art book from Remake.
Okay.
Everybody's been signing it. So Austin and Vic and Mallory, it's just like our little memento, like of our time together.
Cool.
And I need to try and get a hold of for everybody that has cards printed for them, the Final Fantasy TCG game, the trading card game.
Okay.
So far I've gotten John his card for Barrett, but my plan is I want to get everybody their characters that have been printed. So, Rue and all that, so I can give them to you guys in the next trip. So we got to get you out there for it. It's a lot of fun. We don't even talk work. It's just like catching up with everybody. How's life? How's everything?
It's really just catch up. It's like a big family dinner. We all just just catch up with each other.
It's our once a year thing. Like I was telling you, and I sent you the picture of it. But
right.
But yeah, so to everybody else that did pop in tonight, thank you for crashing game night. If this was your first time catching us, thank you. We appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to get that little bit of distraction. Come hang out with Rude himself from the Turks. If you like what you heard, make sure to drop us a follow or head on over to crashinggamenight.com. You'll find it, the platforms we're carried on, as well as if you click on the contributors and guest tab, you'll find Will's profile right on there where he's got his links to social media and all that. But just, and this is kind of might do some memories for Will too, but guys, just in these times that we're going through right now, just please, as Bill and Ted always says, be excellent to each other.
Absolutely.
That's right, everybody. To all my nerds, Will, thank you so much for joining. It's been a blast. It's We also got to thank Uncle John for the pleasure of
Yeah.
the referral, because without him, we wouldn't have gotten the pleasure to meet you. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining. And once again, we just want to promote the same message as always, every episode. With the craziness going on right now in the country, in the world, let's just try and, practice a little bit more patience. Let's just try and be a little bit more courteous and lend a helping hand if we can. Overall, let's just try to do and be better, and to try and be a little bit more open and accepting. And thank you guys, all you nerds. Be you, and thank you for joining. And to J-Rock,
Right.
to you, baby.
Yeah.
Be
Again,
safe out there.
thank you so much again, Will, for joining us tonight. As always, this couch will be here. You're always welcome on it anytime. Again, yeah, like the guys have been saying, we are in March already. It's crazy. Like almost a third of the year has gone by, and so we've
Dude,
been
my kids celebrated 120 days of school
Wow.
That's insane.
on Thursday.
Jeez,
Crazy.
Like, but again, we're 3 months in. We got Final Fantasy Rebirth coming out, or it's already been out for like less than a week.
Some of us are already playing it, Jay. It's okay. You can admit it.
Hey.
You can admit it. You don't want to crack that seal.
I am ready. It is like it is like looking at me every day, and I'm just like,
Rona, if you're listening, he's being faithful.
He's
being faithful to you.
Like, we're so excited to just break through because of how it ended. The first how remake ended. We're just so excited to play it through. So I mean, to all the people out there that have finished it, for the ones that have not spoiled anything for everyone, like kudos for you guys. I hopefully
go back and play it and enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it. Have fun. Take your time. There's no rush, and I hope that there's more piano covers that get played. Like, hopefully, we'll have a few people do like some collabs at the same time with those piano covers, because
those have been cool.
Yeah, those have been amazing. So please, that's the one thing I'm like, I can't. I love watching those. But again, as always, we are 3 months in, so hey, let's keep it up, man. Like it's been quite a good time. Take care of everybody out there. Happy belated birthday again to Will. Happy belated birthday to Jerry. So it's
thank you,
it's good times. Good
Thank
times.
you very much.
And
you as well.
we are sans Theo, our fourth member. Like I need him back. I need him back, man. Because like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place over here on trying to figure out who I give the outro to. It's tough. It's tough.
The
Theo.
one that doesn't screw it up.
Yeah. Well, I gave it to Matt last time.
I try to make it my own. I'm not trying to steal Theo's
I feel
thunder.
like we need to rehearse this a little bit next time, Jerry. But
I'm
gonna give it to you, Jerry, because I gave it to Matt last time.
Hold on.
Before we close, can I say, for fans of Final Fantasy, there will be a live signing event, live streaming event next month in April.
Ooh,
nice.
Where is this at?
Awesome.
Like more details, sir.
On Streamly.
On Streamly.
It'll be posted on my IG. Will see me. But you guys will know it's going to be on Streamly. And yeah.
Oh,
we're getting all the amazing times together.
Yeah,
sweet.
And if it's a Sunday too, I'm like,
all right,
I'm all in. But yeah, like hopefully we'll get more info on that, and I'm gonna send it out to Jerry. You ready, Jerry? You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? You sure? Are you sure?
I'm ready.
Sure.
I got you.
You gonna let me take it? Don't make me steal it.
I'm not gonna let you steal it, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. My man, Theo Walski, you're not here, but it's okay. Jerry, send us out like Theo does.
That's all right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. TTFN. That's all for now.
Till next time.
Till next time. Oh, that's right. That's his thing,
God.
This is why he gives it to me. This is why.
This is why.
It has to be word for word. I make it my own. That's Theo's. That's Theo's sign off.
All right, everybody.
Guys.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Till next time, TTFN. That's all for now.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.